So the recent trends in Peri Prosthetic joint infection. So most of the time in our unit, we do a lot of revisions and one stage as well as two stage revisions. And for each case, we used to send 5 samples, and out of which 3 should be minimum, and 1 synovial fluid and 2 tissues. And synovial fluid will make sure that it goes with the direct inoculation and routine plate method. And we have this machine, Malditov, in our setup right from 2012. And the main challenge is when we deal with the culture negative PGI patients, and we don't forget the basic criteria. We just take in account of all the endoclinic unit as well as Javed Parvezis and the musculoskeletal infection societies and the recent ones. And also you use the packet guide where we give importance to the preoperative comorbidities, and depending upon that we define which patient is at a high risk. We follow all the preoperative measures to control the infection in almost all the patients, and let's make it simple as comorbidities increase, the risk of PGI is more, and the comorbidities less, we consider them for 1 stage rather than 2 stage revision. So these are some of the blood tests which we do for the infection case in the blood as well as in the synovial fluid, and using the radiological examination methods. Alpha deficiency was something new, but before it was like available to us. Most of the studies make it not so specific, but sensitivity is quite important. And we have been using the leukocyte esterase dipstick, where again the sensitivity is good but not specific, and it didn't add any value, and over the time we didn't been using it. The new thing we are looking for is the next generation sequencing, and this is available, but we have been in touch. So again, this will be add value to the armamentarium. And another one study is the cystine is ribosomal, where it is based on the PCR, and again the work time is more and it didn't add much value. We sent some of the samples where we were not able to get the organism during the first stage, and during the second stage we used this method, but again it was not so productive. And but AIMS came up with one study where they were able to isolate the organism in 22 culture negative studies, so we have to look on it. This is another one, new one, which is available, the BioFire, where the working time is just like 1 hour, and you give the sample of only 0.2 and you get the bugs. They are able to give they have a panel currently for 39 and it can be increased. And this is one of the example where there was no growth. This young lady doctor had a hip and it got infected when she came. So we took on for a 2 stage. During the first stage, there was no organism. Our Malditov showed a new bug, but most of the time we give importance when the same bug is grown in manual as well as the automated. And the histopathology was granuloma reaction. So again, ID consultant opinion taken, and for this lady we started on secondary line of TB drugs, and she went good, and we revised the failed choroid with Cohen-Wagner. And another one case where again there was no growth, but the histopathology showed culture granulomatous reaction, and the patient is on Syscon-Zostem, and we have to wait for 6 weeks. And after 6 weeks, we'll look for ISRJR. If it's coming down, we will be taking for the second stage, then we'll proceed. This is another one case where they already did a stage 1, but the ESR-CRP was not coming down, so they came here. We repeated the stage 1 right now, and again this histopathology showed granuloma and foreign body reaction. So this patient is on second line of drugs like amikacin, levofloxacin, clarithromycin. And for this patient, we will be using the first 3D printed augment, which by this weekend. And the another one case is like stage 1 revision, where this is an old patient and we want them to be mobile. So we remove the implant, we use a new prosthesis and all poly cement with antibiotic loaded, and we want the mobility should be there so that they will be happy. So this is what you get the result at the end of the BioFire. All the organism name will be written, and whether you are able to isolate. For 5 cases we have done, no far we have not got anything like specific. On-table doubt and the clinical judgment is more important, because this patient was a straightforward ESR-CRP, everything was normal. We planned for a THR, but intraoperative was granulation tissue. We sent a bug, it goes Staphylococcus. She completed 2 months of antibiotic and she is free. And recently we presented 3 cases of Salmonella, and all the 3 patients are from different, 2 were from Bangladesh, one own local patient, and all these had 3 identical thing of TB as well as COVID history. And the 2 patients, since they were already on ATT, we just did the surgery and completed it. The TKR lady Like she was okay, but the organism came salmonella. We were not aware. Then we gave antibiotic only for 1 month. But the ID consultant specified he wanted another 2 months. We didn't listen. But the patient again landed up in discharge. So this time we did a DIAR and we are continuing the antibiotic Bactrim DS for another particular 2 months. History taking is more important. This patient did the first surgery and the second surgery, everything was fine. Fourth day, and there was a pus. We sent a swab culture. It grew Echinella, and Echinella is like something like where history taking gave importance, and he gave an important history of deep sea diving and cellulitis 3 months back, and we went on with one stage thing. We used the chemical debridement, and the procedure was done, and we give the sample for at least 45 days. Follow-up is essential, drains particular days, and vac cultures sometimes, and the patient is good. And whenever such patient comes, do not rush, wait. Stitch abscess is quite common, and don't be aggressive in case of patients where we have to do with a DIAR and the results are good. Puncture is more important because this patient, when we aspirated before giving the antibiotic, she grew aglectia, which is a sign of CA colon, and she underwent sigmoid resectomy and she is now fine. Thanks everyone.